So let's have a look at a socket outlet. I think the property had some surface sockets, and what's happened is all the walls have been replastered, so someone's chased back in the boxes. There is grommets in here, which is great, so obviously the outside mechanical protection is going to need to be stripped back a little bit further. And there we have our colours. The black is the neutral in this system, the red is the line conductor, and we have got green and yellow sleeving. I think the property was rewired around about the year 2000, obviously a lot earlier than that. Early PVCs used to have green sleeving only on the CPC, so this one has got green and yellow, and it's in good condition. Okay, it looks messy too because there's paint and all stuff on it. Obviously once I start stripping it back, it'll be perfectly good to be used again. And I said just probably earth the back box as well. I'm going to earth that and maybe lose these either down or strip them further back in order that I can make off this socket outlet. So I'm just going to strip this back, take off the outer PVC, tidy this up and reconnect it, as well as earth the back box next. My twin and earth strippers to see if I can get further down in here. You know, obviously on college I use a lot of time, I use my knife, etc. But let's see if this bit of kit will do it for us. So just going to feed them into the body, down like so. You can see they come through the handle, and we get it down as far as you can. Now the problem is you can never really get as far into it as you would like. So let's see how far we can get it in. Give it a pull. See if this one comes off. See, that's a little bit tight. It didn't quite bite through, so again that's going to make it a little bit more tricky. Maybe it's the time for the knife. Can I pull it off? Just see if I can just nick the corner there. Okay, so that's really stiff. Just that CPC sleeving off. Little trick there is always cut the end off. You'll end up catching your finger on that. So that comes that way. Pull them together. See if that'll slide off. Yeah, we'll go, but that was quite stiff. So you've got to now work out whether that is far enough down for you to feel comfortable. Okay, I'll try the other one, see if I can get it a little bit closer. But yeah, that was a little bit easier, maybe not. We'll try the other one, see if practice helps. But I'm a little bit over there on the length. So I'll try these again. My twin and earth strippers. I'm just going to take the CPC sleeving off first, because obviously if I'm going to pull this over the top, we don't want the sleeving on it. Top tip is to cut off the end first, because if you don't, you're always dragging your finger against it and cutting it. So get rid of your sleeving. Let's see if these work then. So we have to pass them in through the body. Right, that's probably me. So problem now is, can you get far enough down in order to use it? They're great when you can push the cable back. That's probably as far in as I can get. Will it work? Well, we'll find out. Square it up, a little pull. So what I found is, will it split both sides? So it's just not quite caught the back. So it's whether you go in now with a knife in order to break that off. It's only a very small bit just there where it didn't catch it. So we should find this pulls off eventually. Just give it a little nick there. Okay, that's quite stiff. Pull down like so. Okay, so there we go. And what I did find there, this, look how much it's pulled back up a little bit. So is there a chance of getting that to go down a little bit? Okay, like so. It's up to you whether you want to use them. It can be a saver, maybe for downlights. A little bit more tricky for sockets because obviously the amount of PVC just there. So cables are stripped back and ready to be shortened and doubled over to terminate into the socket. There's no fly lead to this back metal back box. The screws up here. We have got a movable lug this side, so this one moves up and down, and a fixed lug this side. So it's a case of not necessarily having to earth this back box. It's just best practice for me, so I will do. I haven't got any separate green and yellow singles that we'd use in Conductor. So I've taken a piece of 2.5 copper. I'm going to put green and yellow sleeving over it. I'm going to double it back and bring it forward in order that we can bring the CPC back to this metal back box. So earth the back box. Nice and tight. Check it is tight. Okay, and then we're ready to connect the socket up. So I've got my socket outlet I'm going to choose, and this one has two earth terminals within it where the CPC will be connected, either end, and a bar between them, so linking them together. So what I'm going to do is take one of the CPCs from the ring final circuit and put it in, say, the left-hand side, one of the CPCs and put it in the right-hand side, and I can choose which one has the fly lead. So I'm going to separate my two CPCs across the two earth terminals provided. So I'm going to work out the depth of my doubling over. Remember, for socket outlets, it's a deeper terminal than a light switch, so it needs to be a lot bigger. So I'm going to drop it in there like so, just so I can see the sort of depth that I'm going to have to do for doubling over. So it's probably going to be quite a good length. in order that I can fill that hole with our conductors. So double them over. Okay, I'll go around double the rest of them over before obviously making those connections. So I've connected the socket outlet. Worth doing a visual inspection first. So L there with the 2 reds, N there with the 2 neutrals, so visual polarity check. One of the CPCs for the ring final circuit this side, one that side, as well as the fly lead going back to the box. I'll push it back into position and I'll recheck the screws are tight. So I've pushed it back into position and pulled it back out again, making sure no cables come behind the screwed positions here and here. And then I need to just check tighten them. Another little top tip, make sure you've got the right size head on your screwdriver to match the screws. Often at college we use a terminal screwdriver for all of those early lighting circuits, and that's not acceptable here. It's too small. So make sure, we'll call it a medium flat tip at college, that we're using the right size screwdriver that matches the size of the head of the screw. So I'm going to recheck tighten these now, then it can be put back against the wall.